And all of a sudden, we just don't talk at all. Come on in,
Ta-da!
folks. We see you out there. Come on in. It's time for another Sunday Funnies. It's 9 a.m. on the 2nd of April. So
Nearly Christmas.
nearly Christmas. Yeah, thanks for that.
Shut up.
We're going to go into a bit of a panic today. Here we are. Panic. We'll get this out of the way, get the necessary opening done, and then we'll get right into it. Hang on.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
Not necessarily. Hey, everybody. It's time for the Sunday Funnies. Because it's April, I thought we'd try to do a little comedy for the month. Fun little book. Here's a book that not very many people even know existed. Ran for a dozen issues or so and was overshadowed by EC Comics' other big humor magazine, Mad. But it has the same people, has the same type of content, has the same great cast of artists working. It's called Panic. It's not a magazine. This is a panic. It's
humor in a varicose vein.
Yeah. Al Feldstein cover for the first issue.
That poor man, that poor Father Christmas is going to get his leg done.
Oof.
Yep. Santa Claus is about to get it. Little stockings above. So it's done in 1954.
Wow.
Right.
Santa Claus always gets it in his stockings. That's what I heard.
That's like plug yourself.
Plug yourself.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie.
Anyway. Panic Volume 1.
Oh dear.
This is from the Russ Cockram collection, shot right from the original art, including all the ads, fan pieces, and of course we start off right off the bat with a Jack Davis story. My gun is my jury.
She's going to blow your screen up.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Since we can't see your beautiful
Probably
face.
should, since you're all just squinting at the computer. Here we go.
Oh, that's better. My eyes aren't hurting so much.
There we are. Yeah.
Look at those faces.
By Melvin Splain.
You can see he's just opened that door really fast and movement. You know what I mean?
Ah,
Yeah.
Here I am.
that policeman's face. So the big.
Yeah.
It looks like an ape.
Looks like a gorilla.
Oh, here, yeah.
Yeah.
Superb.
Big nose.
And those two at the back look like those guys on Popeye.
They're typical. So they're like clones, aren't they? Remember the back in the day? You'll remember, Glenn. Back in the day, Spitting Image, where they always used to have the same bald idiot policeman on, and it was always like, "Oh no, the police are currently carrying out inquiries and beating people whenever possible." These generic cops.
Pan mail, as the title of this column indicates, just as soon as our relatives are disgruntled ex-text writers and Gerald Robbins of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania start writing, this will be the usual EC gripes and groans letter page. Of course, we could have made up some letters and still may, if none come in, from the fictional fans asking, no begging, for a companion magazine to Mad. We could have snickeringly retorted, here it is, but we are above that sort of thing. Frankly, no one asked us for a companion magazine to Mad. The only reason we're publishing Panic is because Mad is selling well. But wait, do not rush for pen and paper to sarcastically insinuate in some missive that Panic is an imitation of Mad, for this is not true. Mad is an imitation of Panic. Yes, Panic was created many months before the first issue of Mad ever appeared. It was all ready to go. It was all locked in the new book file drawer, safe from the prying eyes of our competitors. But did a rival publishing company's editors spy on us? Did a rival publishing company beat us to the stands? No. We repeat, no. It was our own Harvey Kurtzman who jimmied the lock and peered into the new book file drawer, and who scooped us by a full year. Why then, you ask, did we wait? Why then, you ask, did we file away Panic in the new book drawer after it was completed and ready to go to press? Why then, you ask, didn't we come out with it? Why? I'll tell you why. Frankly, we didn't think it would sell. It was only after learning of the frantic attempts at rival publishing companies to rush out imitations that we realized Mad must be selling. So we flipped open the aforementioned jimmied new book file drawer, shot Panic #1 to our engraver, popped soggy blobs of evaporated hydrocol into our choked up throats, and collapsed hysterically into our shock couches. But if we may become a bit serious for a few moments, we should like to give credit where credit is due. Actually, Mad was Harvey Kurtzman's brainchild. He conceived it and wrote it himself, and has done so and will continue to do so. Panic is in no sense on a par with Mad. It's much funnier. A subscription to Panic will set you back $1 for 8 issues.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Manila envelopes, the address for sub orders and or pan mail is, and they give the address if you want a subscription.
Jeez.
I'm not sure who the editor of this was. It was probably Feldstein at the time, but it's the same kind of work.
Is that a wash they use in there in part?
That
Is it all Lettertone?
That's a Lettertone screen, yeah.
Right.
And lines, fine line work.
So rich, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jack Davis at his crazies. That lady. 1954, folks. This is slightly before the code. It's just as the congressional hearings were coming on. This is a year after they shut down Captain Marvel. Probably 2 months.
Look at that cop on the last page there, the side view of the cop. Look at his face.
Yeah.
Move along, buddy. Can't you read? There's no bargain sign.
But anyway, it's great.
Put the gun in the guy's mouth.
Yeah.
The mouth.
Take him, boys.
What? Did he just shoot her? God.
I think he did. Yeah.
What a great bum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She,
That's
she
what I
looked
was
real-
saying. Exactly.
She looked real surprised as the bullet tore through her chest and she slid to the wet pavement.
God.
Terrible.
This is written by a Mickey Spillane novel.
Yeah.
I eased my gun out of my pocket, snapped off the safety, pulled back the hammer, and pressed the trigger. She looked real surprised as the bullet went through her chest, and she slid to the wet pavement. Pot Chamber screamed up from the squad car. The guy's name is Pot Chamber.
It's one of those. Have you got a light, Mac? No, but I got a dark brown overcoat.
Yeah. Or the old, there's an I Spy that I still remember to this day, Mort Drucker drew in one of those old Mads, where the Robert Culp character turns to Bill Cosby, the Bill Cosby character, and says, "You got a match?" And he goes, "Yeah, my dog in your face." Anyway, nice little bit of white out working over top of the zip screen. Here, it's beautiful. Little
reference there to that cover you show about beating those guys off. She says, "I'm busy, sister, beat it," and she says, "Make me beat it." Bang.
Busy sister, beat it. Make me beat it. Yeah.
And he shot him again. This guy's he's a nutcase, isn't he? Bang, bang.
Girls love him though.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Fall over him. He keeps shooting him.
Look at that shot of her running there on the right hand side, dragging him away. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Just great stuff. Beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Feeding him booze. A little outline here in the back. No real solids into it, just to drop it back. It's a nice touch. Beautiful undercarriage here. Look at that. Boom.
Who's this artist again?
Another shot. This is Jack Davis.
Oh, Jack Davis, right?
Yeah.
So it's a woman.
Yeah.
He's a woman. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a guy at all. It's a woman.
Don't die.
Wow.
So-
How old's this?
The whole show.
1954.
54.
Transgender was always with us.
Oh yeah. Well, remember those old Bugs Bunny cartoons? He used to dress up as
they were
Carmen
great.
Miranda.
Do you know
Elmer
what,
would fall in
what's
love with
amazing
a
is
female rabbit.
there's so many, like, I mean, it's all messed up now and all the wrong way round
Yeah.
with censorship and what have you. But back then it was very much right wing censorship. And people would be concerned about the fact that Bugs Bunny was dressing up as a woman and what effect that would have on children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I watched it and I just thought, this is funny.
Yeah.
It's just hysterical.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny's pretending to be a woman. It's cracking. It's funny.
So, and
That's the same thing as like dropping an anvil on somebody's head. We never do
Yeah.
that in real
like
life.
I've seen that many times and I've never actually done it.
And
Dressed
Stella's
up as a
man.
woman or dropped an anvil on somebody's head.
Either, to be honest, either.
And Stella's a man. The guy's a girl, and the girl's a guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't die.
Wow, what a chest.
The whole
He's got
show
some
is
pecs
really-
there as well.
Yeah.
Look at
That's cracking that, isn't it? I mean, who would have ever thought that was the first story they laid down in a 1950s
Look at that.
comic?
Never even
Yeah.
realizing that Mike Hammerschlammer, was a woman.
Hammer Slammer.
That's the
Hammerschlammer.
what she called in Inglourious Bastards, something Mark or something. The girl in it. Anyway, she's got a funny name like that.
Buongiorno.
We go into those old mads. There's a few Melvin of the Apes where the African tribes are really funny. The Skitty Boom Boom tribe and just
Are those
hilarious.
are these people on the right hand side? Are they people that are known?
I'm going to say,
Any
is that
of those
Ronald Reagan?
faces?
This guy is known.
Does look
yeah.
like Ronald Reagan, doesn't it? Yeah.
He's just got the same hairdo. It's I don't want to say Jack.
I just mean that those people, they seem to
Ralph
be very,
Edwards. That's the guy's name.
yeah, the people
Ralph
on the
Edwards.
right hand side just seem to be really definitive. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is about them.
Yeah, this is Joe Orlando. We've looked at some of his work in the past, all the way through that EC volume and or not EC Erie, all through the Erie volume that we looked at.
Didn't Joe
over on
Orlando
Comics by Night.
draw Daredevil early on?
Yeah. Well, everybody drew Daredevil there for a little while.
Yeah.
That's because the rumor is that what's his name? Oh, right on the tip of my tongue. The guy that they gave the first the assignment to first. Bill Everett was a little bit of a heavy drinker.
This is your life. Who was in the compare for that in America? Because
this is your strife is the name of it. This is your life.
I know,
is the name of the show.
But these faces look like they're supposed to look like someone. Do you know what I mean? They don't just look like random characters. They look like they're almost trying to capture somebody's likeness. But I wouldn't know what the likenesses were because I wasn't around or in America.
Yeah, this is Ralph Edwards here. You can still find This Is Your Life on YouTube.
Yeah,
they still have it.
If you look on that first panel, I know what you mean, Russ, because that guy's sort of smirking at the reader, isn't he?
Yeah, and the two faces on the big panel, the two faces on the right hand side, they just look like they are they someone. Do you know what I mean?
They don't look like anybody familiar to me.
Right.
It's got a wolf head right there on his skull. Yeah.
But definitely, when we flip the page over, the two characters, they look like that guy with the spotty handkerchief around his neck.
Yeah,
that definitely looks like it must be someone.
That could be any Poconos comedian.
Yeah,
like
at the time.
Hackett or something.
Yeah.
Melvin
and
Melville.
It's beautiful graphic work as well. The line weights are fantastic.
That's Orlando.
Look at that. It says, "Hello, Mel. Remember when your wife broke her leg just before she disappeared?" And he turns up and he's got his little light thing on his head because he's a doctor. That goes along with the professor with the pipe, doesn't it?
But I have never in my entire life been in personal contact with a doctor with one of those things on their heads.
That's because they stopped using them in the late 50s, early 60s. They used to reflect light down into the throat.
Yeah.
So he'd bend, tilt his head until he could see down the throat. Now they have just a little flashlight that they shine down there.
He says, "Good to see you, Mel. Tell me, did they ever find your wife?"
The way this black and white work it reminds me of 2000 AD.
Are you reading this? It says, "Listen to this voice of your past," and the voice says, "I pulled your first baby tooth, Mel. I also made your wife an upper plate before she disappeared." Did they ever find your wife, Mel?
See, it's great to see after 70 years, almost 70 years, it's the comedy still holds up.
It's killing Glenn.
I'm dying here.
Open the curtains. Hey, you ever find your wife, Mel?
And then he says it again, Melvin, did they ever find your wife?
It's just a constant returning joke, isn't it? It's brilliant. That must be referencing something specific in the news.
If it is, it's out of my memory.
It's
hole,
got to be. It's like music from the hit parade, like the charts and what have you. The amount of songs that come and go, and they're just one hit wonders, and you never remember them until somebody shows it. And it's the same with news or celebrity news or whatever. Stuff comes on and goes, and it might be a little bit big at the time, and everybody forgets it in the end. But it was just this really looks like this is digging at someone in the real world.
I think so. Here it is again. Never did find your wife, Mel.
Look at the middle one. He says, "You may not remember me, Mel, but it was through me indirectly that you became independent wealthy. I sold you a big fat insurance policy on your wife a few weeks before she disappeared."
God.
Oh dear.
Don't let it go.
Oh dear.
Crying and sweating.
Did they
find your wife, Mel? Now listen to this voice, Mel. Oh, Mel, we live next door to you and your wife.
We live next door.
In Pigsty. Before she disappeared.
Oh,
and you went away. Remember us?
He goes on forever, love them. Did you ever find your wife? Is that Aunt May in the middle panel there? In the middle of that panel at the top.
It's long before Aunt May, but yeah. Old
when she was 102.
That's what old folk used to look like all the time.
It is. Old farmer folk.
And when they say old folk, they mean people that are younger than us, mate.
Yeah. This is actually
a harder life.
That's all. Yeah. Who would have thought it, eh? Something older than me.
Yeah.
Tacks
Starting
and
to get into
nails.
archaeology there.
Pigsty's hardware store owner. You right, Mel? How you been, son? Say, you ever find your wife?
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I have a feeling we know who the last person they're going to bring out is.
Yeah.
Now a word from our sponsors. Look, give me the check already.
What's she doing in the middle panel on the next page?
When I give you the book, she's putting on lipstick. Pecan Cardinals. No smudge lipstick. It can't be eaten off. It can't be kissed off. It can't be washed off. Once you pick a color, you're stuck with it. See how easily it's applied? Just put it in the usual sloppy way. You put on your old-fashioned smeary lipstick, then a lot like this with an expensive handkerchief. Yeah, smear it all over.
And the dog, he said, it's your dog. It's your old dog, Rover. And he keeps digging. For 10 years, he'd done nothing but dig.
Somewhat.
It's growling at him. Oh, God.
Smatter, Rover.
I never thought I'd see anything funnier than Mad.
Say something to him, Mel.
our friend. Oh, damn. But he's found some bones. It's an upper plate. Let me see that.
An upper plate. Please, Mr. Yankum. Dennis' name is Mr. Yankum. Yeah. The program.
Oh, damn. Look at him looking at the audience there. Our Mel. Yeah.
That might be the party he kept screaming, drink it, or I'll shove it down your throat. Ticket got for speeding, dated October 9th, 1945 at 11:30 p.m. Yeah. Let's see why, yes, in the small print it is. That was the night Emma Lou Melville disappeared. She wasn't asleep in the back seat. Emma Lou was dead. No wonder you were speeding. You were hurrying out of town to bury her.
Oh, damn, man.
Keep the check. I'm getting out of here. Hold it, Melvin. Melvin Melville. Listen to this voice. Oh, Melvin, lucky thing I came to the broadcast tonight. I can't place that voice. Open the curtains. Meet Homer Straightpath, the district attorney of Pigsty County. It's old coot there. That's the way to describe him. Hey, son.
Homer Straightpath.
Melvin Melville, I arrest you for the murder of your wife. Emma Lou Melville, take him away. My agent warned me to stay off this program. He warned me. Said, this Melvin Melville is your strife. Good night, folks.
Oh, dear me.
The obligatory text page and the EC Fan Addict ad. Gadzooks.
These stories are definitely not for kids.
No.
Yeah. Look at that name there, Dr. Alicia K. Frugal Knocker. Dear Perplexed.
How to face life without going off the deep end.
Oh, dear.
PhD, MALS, and MFT.
Dr. L. Ron Lobotomy, who said, anyone who consults a psychiatrist these days is out of their mind. Oh, dear.
Great, Jack Davis.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Working here.
I like his hands as well. Look at the hands on Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Really big and brilliant.
Massive knuckles.
Yeah. I want to see him draw this. See how long it takes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh,
Another obligatory text page and some Jack Kamen. Now, Little Red Riding Hood.
Is that to do with the publishing? They have to have so many text pages in before
That had
something
to do with the mailing.
with the postage. Yeah.
In order to be classified as a book and not a magazine, you had to have a couple text pages.
God.
So Stan Lee got his start. He wrote the Captain America text pages.
Yeah.
For his uncle. Yeah.
Wow. Dig the Jane, but stacked. Va-va-va-voom.
Look at the folds on her dress, aren't they? Wonderful.
That's Jack Kamen. Yeah, that's
What's the matter,
phenomenal
babe?
stuff.
You stuck up?
Come on, sour puss, crack a smile. Roses are red, violets
They'd all
are
be
blue.
arrested for doing that now.
Horse's neck, do you, babe?
It's a typical 40s, 50s American girl, isn't it? That face.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Very much so. Very pretty.
Yeah.
For the time.
Who's this artist?
This is Jack Kamen.
Jack
K-A-M-E-N.
Kamen.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Did
great,
a lot of the horror, EC horror stuff.
Right.
I've never seen him do a humor story before. And he probably went on to do some of the romance books of the 50s and 60s.
Well, he didn't really need to change his style much.
No. No, and this is the same style he does all of his horror work in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Very tight, very pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a horror story.
Very, yeah.
Come on, Ma. Her name's Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn. My name's Gwendolyn. What's with this Red Riding Hood nonsense? Again with the Red Riding Hood. Look, see birth certificate. See Gwendolyn. Cut out the Red Riding Hood stuff, huh? Bye, Gwendolyn. The name's Red Riding Hood. Bye. Yeah. It's like an angry kid.
Great folds.
Look at that use of blacks here. Just phenomenal. Great silhouette.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Grandma's house. You missed your
Or you got
turn
the
off.
big
Go
eye.
back to exit 29. It's like the wolf just like giving the directions.
Yeah. Good to see you with my dear. Got a cross hatching between that bed and the girl's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fabulous, isn't it?
Tight. Yep.
It's like you said, great use of black there.
Mhm.
Amazing. The folds are just amazing on those clothes.
And he could have left that blank too, but he decided to
Yeah.
drop it back with the cross hatching in order to
Yeah.
pop the
Yeah.
faces, pop the action.
Well, again, he didn't put full lines on that face, did he?
That's right.
Just let the crosshatch do a lot of the work.
Well, that's the key to making it look more like a kid is the
Mhm.
less lines, because those lines could be mistaken for wrinkles. Grandma, how come you got them big ears? Grandma, what's with that big mouth? Better to eat with, my dear. Eat me.
Stop being so cruel. It wasn't my fault I looked this way.
That's what you get for coming around here after dark, you dumb brat.
I'm gonna eat you.
And I saw it wasn't Grandma at all, but a vicious-looking, slobbering, fanged, angry-eyed, bristly-haired wolf.
Politician.
The name. Aye.
Look at that. He says, stand back. And she said, on the other side of the wall, smart guy.
Charles is with us.
Oh, sorry, I've been ignoring the chat. Thanks for reminding me, Russ.
That's all right.
StreamYard, yay, live viewer comments. Is this one pre-recorded or live? This is live, Vic, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
he answered his own question later on.
I always forget EC did stuff other than horror and crime and war. You know, sometime real soon we'll have to go after the Two-Fisted Tales. There's some incredible artwork in those stories. As soon as I'm going to have to take it, I've got it sitting on my my monitor, setting on it right now in order to hold it up. So Vic says, I always forget EC did great. All the stuff they did was great. Hello, Efrain. Hope you're doing okay. Hey. Okay, so it's probably not pre-recorded if we're late. Yeah, if they're late. What up? That intro is magic. Thank you. Greetings, sinners. EC Comics. Love them. Yep. Nice to see you in the house, Marvy. Yep. If I'm laughing so hard I panic, I could be concerned. Yeah. You just said the name of two of my heroes, Randy.
What, me and Glenn? That's
Probably.
nice.
Skiddly diddly diddly diddly. What you jib just say? Yep. Kurtzman, not Kurtzman.
Not that
yet.
Kurtzman. No.
Nope. So comics were 1/32nd as much as they were. This book was 10 cents originally. Well, not this book. This book was a little bit more than that. Yep. I might have to rewatch this one. My internet is horrible. Sorry, Vic. We are always archived over on the Indie Comics Network, though. You can enjoy us whenever you want. They did put a lot of text in those days. Yep. And the way that they drew back then is they lettered the originals on the board and sent them to the artist. The artist had to fill in the open patches. That's why later on in their existence, there's a couple of times that they started moving the lettering around, and it really upset the editors really bad. I've got some examples of Kriegstein, I believe the guy's name is, who really went out of his way to do some really great, unusual sequential art, very readable but very unique, that he doesn't get enough notice anymore. I think Fantagraphics did a book on him about 15, 20 years ago. That was really big. Hey, yeah. Fanta in the house. Marvy. I grew up fine. I've started to watch horror movies and naked women at 8. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you say you grew up fine. We don't know that.
How do we know for sure? Yeah.
We don't know, do we?
That just means you're normal. There you go. And who wants to be normal? No. Naked women earlier. That's why I love private libraries.
And men's rooms.
Here we are. Looks like Jack Kamen. It is Charles. Charles, you're welcome in anytime. Anytime you want to join the conversation, you are always welcome on the show. Charles, you can probably give us a lot of insight into this stuff.
Guys, what's next? I want to see what happens.
Some more. That's the end of the flashback, folks. Stick around. We'll get some. You'll get some action now.
I like the way the guy's breaking the panel now with his rifle, his shotgun.
Oh God, she's turning. Oh no, you've taken the story away from me.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a monster.
Dumb. Good Lord.
And it ends with the previous panel. Melvin, Buster, this is your strike. Good night, folks. No exceptions. It is a horror story after all. This is the great Bill Elder adapting the poem The Night Before Christmas. And he was known for putting all sorts of bizarre things in the
Look at that.
Hanging in an elephant.
Look at that. Ceiling prices, it says on the ceiling.
Yeah. He's hanging the elephant up. It's
God.
What's that? It's a rhino.
And a lion.
It's horrible.
Oh. We serve crabs, we serve anybody. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
A free statue with every pigeon. What?
This poem was slaughtered by Bill Elder. Right in the center.
That fresh ground meat was in the ground this morning.
Stewed lamb.
It's like absolutely hammered.
Housemaid's knees. Oh, this is terrible.
You won't believe it, but we got brains. 20 cents a pound.
Do you know what they should have done in 1954? Brought out a comics code.
Well, they ended up. They ended up doing it. So here we go.
Look at this. Oh, God.
Is that a screaming bathtub?
Oh, the children were nestled all snug in their beds.
It's the witch there from EC.
Yeah. Jane Russell, Marilyn Monroe.
A tree.
That's the dog
Dreaming of a tree.
And the other one's dreaming of a free lifetime subscription to EC Comics.
Yeah.
Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap just settled down for a long winter's nap. Well, tonight.
Look at what she's got on, that lady. Great folds, isn't it? Coming off that bed.
Yeah.
How much is that doggy in the window?
It's a great moon.
Yeah. It's a Wally Wood moon, that, isn't it?
It is. Sure, they were all working off of each other.
Yeah.
At this point. This is pretty far in their in EC's career. They just divorced. YMCA for a plate. Sanitary clothes, laundry, written on the bag.
That's a very strange set of reindeer.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really odd.
I like the skis on the wheels on the car.
Yeah. It's to help with the propulsion, I'm sure. Yeah.
So strange. Oh, there's more.
It is very strange, isn't it?
It's the whole poem. Yeah. The outhouse. How cool. Look at that
It's a
wood
bit-
grain.
It's a bit scary odd in a way, isn't it? You're wondering what's going on with the person
Yeah, I mean,
doing it,
look at that. Look at those eyes in the. Oh.
Roses.
And you've got the blackface there. Mammy.
Yeah, it's some kind of.
It's a gorilla.
Oh.
Mammy, I'd walk half a mile.
Ed Sullivan smile.
Ed Sullivan smile. My mammy.
God, this is crazy, isn't it?
His cheeks were like roses. His nose like a cherry. That's what they did.
Whose is that face there on bottom left?
Oh yeah, it looks like Nosferatu type of person.
Oh no, I reckon that's somebody you know.
Bottom left.
Yeah,
Right hand page.
Yeah, that face there. It looks like a dead face, doesn't it? A dead body face type of
It's
thing.
pretty horrid.
The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth.
Yeah. From here to fraternity.
Need blood, call plasma 32221. In New Jersey,
God.
Bigelow 84211.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Do the smoke, it encircled his head like a reef choke. It's a Wally Wood atomic explosion there.
Yeah.
This is the atomic age. So wait until you see the cover for the second issue.
Mhm.
It's great. Cat cough.
Oh, wow.
This is cover dated for March 1954, but it's their Christmas issue. Remember, Santa Claus was coming down the chimney on the cover. So they did a Merry Christmas.
All those faces. Who are
Look
they?
at that. Look at that. Just before you get to that, look at that on the left, the middle panel on the left-hand side. It says, I saw Santa kissing Santa Claus. Look at that.
Yeah.
Really strange.
I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus. That was a big song over here. Big Christmas song. Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at it. Look at what's going on.
It's just,
Yeah.
there's all kinds of wrong going on here.
It's like it looks like Deliverance, doesn't it? The prequel to Deliverance.
Squeal, Santa, squeal.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So all these artists on the right hand side.
Yeah, Wally Wood, Joel.
Yeah, that's the
there,
EC cast. Yeah. Bill
Chuck
Gaines.
Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Al Williamson, top left.
Wow.
Nancy Siegel.
Johnny Craig.
Al Williamson looking extremely young.
Yeah,
Very
about,
young.
about 15.
Yeah.
Probably early or late teens. There's Elder. Johnny Craig.
So what's this? 54. Wally Wood would be 33. Yeah, they're all young. Marie
Gasly.
Severin, look.
Graham
Yeah.
Eagles. Yeah, Johnny
Marie
Severin.
Sev.
Wow.
Harvey Kurtzman. Craig Steen. Reed Crandall. Look at that. Wow.
It's like those for the days, eh?
Kurtzman. That's
Oh,
Kurtzman. Without a doubt. Craig Steen.
wow. And John Severin's in there as well.
Riding a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Was he? Who's that?
This is Bill Gaines here.
And was he in a wheelchair?
No, not that I'm aware of.
All right. Well, they'd be in trouble for that now.
Yeah.
Look at that. It said reduction pills, sleeping pills, when business gets bad pills. There's a bigger jar of those.
That's dark.
Yeah.
And he's got a gun next to it. What's
It's
it say?
when it gets really bad. Yeah.
Oh, God. It's so dark.
Oh, this is brilliant. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, this is frightening, isn't it?
So is this a collected version of all these then?
This is the bound volume of the
Right.
This
Okay.
is volume 1 of the first 6 panics.
Okay.
Oh, God, got to get this.
It's a lovely size as well.
It's the Russ Cockrum editions. They were shot right off of the originals before out of Gaines's vault before he went and put them all up for sale.
Wow.
Let me move that reflection.
There's that
Back
atomic bomb again.
It's that atomic bomb again.
Bim bomb.
Get in his train set.
Junior chem kit for the budding scientist. Oh, dear.
Chemistry sets were big back then.
Yeah. This is no 3D magazine. This is a 2D panic.
Still humor in a varicose vein. Yeah.
God.
That is Elder Feldstein. That's Feldstein again. Cover.
Do you know, not that I go with that inquiry into all this that resulted in the Comics Code. I don't think these things influence anybody, but I can see why somebody might.
Why some parent might be concerned.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't agree with it, but I can see it.
Yeah.
You know, especially that previous strip we just looked at.
Well, it's a lot different than, say, the grounded violence that you get in like Grand Theft Auto or anything like that. This is just this is more cartoon violence.
This is nowhere near that kind. I mean, when you consider the things that have been, you know, over here, Mary Whitehouse was going on about Tom and Bloody Jerry.
Yeah.
You know, back in the 70s. So it's like it's crazy what people were prepared to say. No, we must censor this. And now what's available? I mean, Grand Theft Auto has been pretty hideously violent for what, 20 years now?
Yeah, must be.
You know, and nobody bats an eyelid anymore.
Nope. It's funny, isn't it?
It's shocking, really.
It's funny on YouTube. On YouTube, you can watch the battle scenes in Saving Private Ryan, but they bleep out the swear words.
Yeah, like that's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we can't possibly hear somebody swearing in the midst of a battle that's pretty hideous.
Yeah.
You know, it's no.
I always say to people, how many violent films was Genghis Khan watching before he ruled the world? You know.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't make any, but he was a pretty violent man.
I dreamed I went to a fraternity smoker in my Panic magazine.
God.
Jack Davis again.
Is that supposed to be
Head for Panic?
What's his name? African Queen, I presume.
Yeah, this is Bogey.
Bogey, yeah.
Bogey.
Yeah.
And that who's the artist there?
This is Wally Wood.
Right.
Without a doubt.
Fantastic.
It says it on the boat.
Oh, Wood. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's doing that lettering as well, isn't he? That's that put a tune. He's doing that as well.
Everything but the
Just
standard lettering here were all done by the artist. Yeah.
Just brilliant.
They had their own sense of sound effects and whatever they needed to do. They just sent them the lettering on the page, and they sent back the completed artwork.
Do you know what's so good about these old strips that these guys were doing is the detail on them, the time they used to put in there, the detail, especially Jack Davis and people like that. The detail is incredible.
Wanna look, smoke, the mission. It's a very stereotyped African there.
Yeah, just a bit. Buana.
Chug chug.
Did Wally Wood write these as well?
No, these were probably written by Feldstein or somebody up there at the office. Yeah.
Right. So he just got the script with the lettering on, you say, and he just drew around it.
Yep.
Wow. Well, that's quite intimidating.
Pretty sure he put in his own word balloons. They just put the lettering in and told him what was in the panel.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Wow.
That's
Humphrey. Oh, he's called Humphrey Yogurt, this guy. Smooth running skipper, Humphrey Yogurt.
Burp. Yes, sir.
Get out of here.
This is the life. No responsibilities. No worries. No nothing. Just cruising down the river on a Sunday afternoon. Hick, drinking gin and taking in the beautiful scenery. There's Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah. Catherine Heartburn.
Catherine Hepburn. Yeah.
Catherine Heartburn, it says at the top.
Catherine Heartburn.
Humphrey Yogurt and Catherine Heartburn. No, Wally Wood was a genius, wasn't he?
Just amazing stuff. And again, just great thing. Sorry, folks, that we went in silent. We're actually reading. So
yeah, she says, the Germans, Mr. Yogurt, they came and burned our village and tore up our vegetable gardens and dragged off our women and killed off our men. One lump or two. One. Oh dear.
it's great stuff.
He's dead. You're awfully quiet. He's dead. Oh, look at that! Look at that centre panel there, the side view of Bogart and Catherine Hepburn there. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that bottom right there, Catherine Hepburn, she's walking like a Don Martin figure. And she's walking with the suitcase towards you. And the bottom, last panel. Yeah. It's kind of a Don Martin pose, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Crazy broad. Oh, look what you got. I got myself into. Why don't I learn to keep my big mouth shut? A prude like her and my little old tug burp. That is, what a situation.
Look at him fixing that engine, and sometimes it works. Sometimes it starts, kicks it, and jumps on it. I'm waiting.
Blam this thingamajig here. Smash. Kick it. Stomp on it. Smash it. And sometimes it starts. It's a great. So simple and yet such a great likeness.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
It's line work and zip screens. Just great. Look at that panel.
Rapid Rapids.
Yeah.
Last chance. So long, sucker.
That face.
Wasn't Bogey drunk for this entire shoot in the film?
I think he was in real life too. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember reading she was really put out with him That's one of the reasons why she's so cursed with him in the film is because she's sick of him turning up out of his head on whatever it was he was drinking.
Yeah, a lot of that wasn't acting. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a rough time from what I understand.
Oh, Wallywood's just wonderful, isn't he? Great stuff. It shows you his depth and scope as an artist, that he can do these fantastic caricatures, and then he goes and does Daredevil and Thunder Agents and stuff like that, you know.
Not just that, but look at the detail here.
Yeah.
The detail on the ship, just crazy stuff. It's beautifully done. Little crater right there, it breaks out of the panel after the cannonball hits it.
Look at her legs, and she's sitting down on those bottom panels. That the folds on the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was just fantastic, isn't it?
Ting. Ting. Wow, that was close, Verb. Yeah, love that face. Detail for days. Bad African detail too. Got the stereotype bone even in the hair.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
Oh, you see fan addict pin, club pins. Says reward. Little round things. Where are they? Oh. They attached to him.
How far are we from Lake Quit Your Belly Aching? Search me, pal. I'm a stranger in myself. He's dying, and she says, "Come inside, have some tea before you do, Humphrey." Oh dear. You'll always be in England. This is crazy, isn't it?
Line work here. Yeah, isn't it nuts? Just nuts.
It's just crazy, isn't it? It's just it's mad.
Mm-hmm. Put you in a panic. Bang. Another great shot there. Look at the shadows working.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Lady or the Tiger.
I'd love to know how long it took him to draw that page of that.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. No, it'd take me at least a day a page.
Yeah.
To get, and it still wouldn't be like that. Not at all. It's such a great artist.
Like we were saying before about what's he called, the Phantom artist,
Lee Falk.
Yeah. I wonder how much he would put down, because he's inking it. So I reckon he'd leave a lot out.
Well, here he's
on the pencils, you know.
Up to this point, he's a little rushed because this is just black squares.
Yeah.
This is black squares to represent the crates with a zip screen over it.
I wonder if somebody else put those in.
That's all he needed for the background. No, I'm sure he did that himself.
Yeah.
The same thing with the smoke here. That's all him.
I think it's always the same with the pages you do. It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
If you're penciling and inking, there's always that. It depends how confident you are with the inks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not as confident with my inking, so I tend to pencil a little bit more detailed,
Right.
so that when I go to do the inks, I can do sometimes, depending on my style, because obviously we spoke about this the other day about you adjust your style according to genre and the kind of things that are going on. But the sort of the classical kind of Bronze Age superhero stuff that I was doing for Only Death Can Save Us, even detailed pages, I could do somewhere between 2 and 3 a day.
Yeah.
Because I'd done all the heavy lifting with the pencils.
Yeah.
So, it is a balancing act. I mean, my Only Death Can Save Us panel pages were obviously not as detailed as what's going on here, but they still had a fair amount of ink on them. So I think it's just the artist knows, sort of gets used to what they're doing, and by this time Wood was becoming a master himself. So
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the faces he's done here, the faces are just
unbelievable.
Yeah, they're just
and consistent as well.
Yeah, the consistency is amazing.
The original ECs on this Marvy are incredibly rare because of two things. They had such great talent in it, and they were so notorious. They were the subject of a lot of comic book burnings during this period. So there's very few copies of these books that actually survived. And the reprints on this, a lot of publishers don't feel that a lot of people want to look at this stuff. So they did. Russ Cockrum knew that there would be enough collectors out there to do bound volume sets. So that's what he did. But this material here, I don't think has been seen since this book was printed.
Let me just say,
probably 70s that this was.
This Wally Wood thing must be after 1955, and I can tell you why.
Right.
Because on that boat on the last, it says Kontiki. Right? It says Kontiki on that boat. And that's the Kontiki expedition, which is Tor Heyerdahl. That's from Rapa Nui, Easter Island. And that he didn't go there till 1955.
Well, there you go. Bloody hell, Glenn.
I know. Well,
I should know loads.
I should know because I went there and I wrote a book about it.
Right.
Yeah. This is copywritten, or this is cover dated May of 54. Yeah.
Well, that would have been in the news, wouldn't it? People would have known about it before it went. It's like Boaty McBoatface, isn't it? Boaty Mc. You know about the boat, the Antarctic boat?
No.
They got the British public to. They got the British public. They polled the British public for a name for this boat.
Yeah.
And Boaty McBoatface won.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
So if Boaty McBoatface went out and did some amazing expedition like 2 years later, the expedition would be down in the history books, but people would have still known about it 2 years prior to it because of Boaty McBoatface being the name that he was given. So it might be a similar thing. This, obviously it's not. We're not talking about the internet and what have you now in 1954, but it might have been a piece of news, like, oh, right, this expedition is being put together and it's going to be this.
There's that,
Of course, he could have gotten the reference from the same place that they named the boat from.
Maybe. Just seems a bit of a coincidence he's on the high seas but yeah. He obviously knew something about it, whatever
obviously, he was informed, no doubt.
Yeah. The Lady and the Tiger by Bill Elder. Again, Bill Elder. It's great little detail. There's so much detail in this. You can sit there for a while and just look at it.
Who's that guy with no face right in the center? What's he got on his head? Right in the center of the panel.
He's got a ball for a head, is he?
Yeah. Is it? And the other guy, is his head on a balloon? It is. He's holding his head on a balloon.
Oh, that's bonkers.
Look at that. He's holding
the balloon's in front of him, isn't it?
No,
the balloon's head. If you look, he's holding a string and go up the string, and there's his head.
No, up the string.
Up the string.
There you go.
Yeah. And he's got no head. He's got his head on it.
He's got a ball.
He's got a balloon head. Yeah.
They're mad,
head
aren't
himself would switch the balloon.
There's definitely some LSD involved.
Was it Bill Elder that did the previous one that was very the poem?
The night before Christmas poem, yeah, that was Bill Elder.
Yeah, he's got issues, Bill Elder.
Yeah. He's obviously bonkers, isn't he?
Now they might have pulled the more adult material for Panic too, so you never know.
Right.
But there's a lot of crazy stuff in the early Mads too. We can go. I think we went through a volume of that before.
Yeah. We was robbed. Oh no! No blood, no guts. We was robbed.
You could just hear the accent in it, can't you?
Yeah. Melvin's back. It's Melvin again.
We all know how this is going to end.
Melvin was a funny name back then. They did a couple of in Mad Magazine. Instead of Tarzan, it was Melvin of the Apes. Little orphan Melvin.
It's an old man.
Melvin.
Oh dear! Look at me!
Oh God!
Look at that! Look at that! We're having an Egyptian slave roast tonight. Bring what's that say? Bring.
Where are you looking?
Bottom panel there. That kid sitting on there on the poster. On the
We're
poster
having
next
an
to his
Egyptian slave roast tonight. Bring
mess tins, is it?
messatides.
All right.
Something. I have to get my magnifying
Play
glass.
on
to
words.
actually read
Play
that.
on words. Didn't see that
Yeah.
one
on.
sad day. That one down the left there. Yeah. Melvin, joke. It's my old man.
Julius.
Ah!
Julius something.
Oh dear.
Oh, duh.
There's a lot of stuff going in there, isn't there?
And she
Always.
stood up straight, and her belly has boinged him off across the room.
Yeah.
Boing.
But he's still in the same pose.
Yeah. Boing. I love it. He's actually Melvin. He's a bit
Melvin.
buff. Look at him over there on the right hand side. He's got his pecs out.
Yeah.
Melvin's buff.
Yeah.
One of the ladies love him.
And Gwendolyn again. Gwendolyn was in the other one, the Little Red
He's got a
Riding
thing
Hood,
for that name.
Melvin and Gwendolyn.
Melvin and
I
Gwendolyn
think
through
that's
the
somebody
ages.
you know.
Yeah.
Is that Blunder Woman?
Yeah. Pow.
Love that lovely rendering of those baseball players, especially that one at the bottom left there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The trousers. Look at the cloth.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta say that looks a lot like Jack Davis here.
It does, yeah.
Maybe Davis came in and drew some of this. Wouldn't surprise me. They came in and drew the ball players.
That's cracking, isn't it? It's just great.
Of course, again, they were all feeding off of each other's work at this point.
Yeah.
Too. So look at the brickwork here is
Yeah.
just solid.
Get that bum off the field.
Yeah. That really does look like Jack Davis. Though.
It does, yeah. And we see the soles of his feet again with the old Jack Davis signature.
Yeah.
Gotta love feet.
That dog's got glasses on in the centre panel.
Yes.
Like a blind, it's the blind dog thing, isn't it? Remember the dog's blind.
Perhaps the dog's called Melvin. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely a blind dog. Yeah.
Oh, here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a blind leading the blind. Yeah, that's the umpire. That's the umpire.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
Umpire's blind.
This is mad.
Wait a minute. There's supposed to be a tiger behind that door. So where's the tiger? I'm a tiger. It's a Detroit Tiger. I'm a Detroit Tiger. Get that bum off the field.
Crazy. Got to find out about this guy.
Whoa, there you go. Look at that face.
Yeah.
Remind you of any artist?
That's Basil Wolverton there. They must have had a bunch of people come in and work on this art.
It also looks like, what's he called? He did the Beano. Reed. Russ. Cole Reed.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I know you're talking about. Yeah,
If
that's
that's not Basil straight up, that's Bill Elder copying Basil's work right to a T. I mean, just
little homage.
Done. Yeah.
Nice rendering of that plane as well, with that mouth on.
Is that supposed to be Clark Gable getting out the tiger outfit?
He's a flying tiger. Yeah. Definitely.
Wow.
Clark Gable.
Ah,
Earthquake at home.
that looks like Clark Gable
there.
Yeah,
It does, yeah.
Yeah. For Flying Melvin, they had a Flying Jack comic strip for a while with the character with a pencil mustache like that.
Did you?
It's got to be Clark Gable. It's written on the flap of his,
CG,
underwear. CG.
What's that mean?
Huh?
CG, Clark
CG,
Gable.
Clark Gable.
Oh, Clark
With a
Gable.
star under it. Yeah, it's got to be Clark Gable. It's written on the flap.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the story about that aeroplane there with the mouth on.
The flying tiger here.
Yeah.
That I don't know whether that's an homage to the artist, but I tell you, the guy who first did that on an aircraft in the war apparently I can't remember his name, but he was obviously a Navy pilot, and he was an artist. He was going to be a comic artist. He was 26 years old, and he drew that on all the planes. And he was shot down, and the Japanese pilot who shot him down shot him in his parachute when he was going down.
Oh.
So, can't remember. It's in Storenko's History of Comics, that story. So anyway, sorry to bring the
whole thing down.
Yeah,
give us a little somber moment
it was,
there.
It was history. That's real history.
Yeah.
Well, this elder guy, is weird, isn't he?
Says there are later color reprints by Russ Comic Size of Panic. So yeah, there are those too. Unfortunately, these EC books are expensive. Found them on Amazon. The bound volume books are expensive. The original ECs, you rarely see them at shows anymore. I remember about a year or two before COVID hit, I did a comic show that guy had his entire top rack was ECs, just pulling everybody over to say, look at these. Holy crap. Just amazing stuff. You don't see them at all, especially raw in the wild anymore. Because if you find them, you slab them on those EC books.
I wish people would stop doing that and just look at the damn things. They're getting it for the wrong reason.
I used to hate that too, but there's some stuff that really does need to be preserved. Let it sit in an airtight case for everybody to see and actually know that there was a copy of it.
Yeah, one.
Like that. Yeah, one.
One.
Yeah.
I'm in absolute agreement with that.
Exactly.
Well, every comic, every single piece of literature should have one put to one side and preserved for posterity.
Well, you find an Action Comics #1 sitting in a drawer in your attic, you're going to go and run that out and get it slabbed immediately.
I'm just going to sell it.
That's why you do it. You do it to sell it.
But people do it with everyone they get.
Yeah, it's like it's constant. It's like there's so much of it, and I just to me it's an art. It's something to It's like you can have the Mona Lisa sitting in a museum, and you can go up and look at it from a few feet away and thoroughly enjoy it. But comics need to be held.
Yeah. Look at that center panel there where he says, there's supposed to be a tiger behind that. And he goes, Chiang-Kai check. He said, check? What check? See, I'm a flying tiger. This is mad.
It is bonkers.
It's panic.
Melvin, you're right.
That the again, wonderful cloth hanging on the top right hand panel.
Yeah, beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, just lines.
The weight.
Just little details there that he's obviously just flicked in.
Key and it's the simplicity.
What's going on to his left?
Wearing the underwear here. Look at all the wrinkles on that. That's perfect.
Look, what's going on to his left? Like the guy I just pointed out.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that on his left? No, he's left.
Is it a?
What's that?
That looks like a girl with a pig face.
No, can't see. Lower. Ah. Ooh, this is quite hideous. I've seen enough of that.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Quite hideous.
This guy's obviously on drugs.
So that probably ties back to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's going on in that doorway? He's going back in, isn't he? The guy with the face is going back in the doorway.
He's gone back in the doorway, yeah.
Oh, how weird is that?
Just enough so you don't have to draw all that detail again.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
Probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something going on. This is weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah.
It's great stuff.
Yeah, it's this nightmare fuel, isn't it?
Another text page with a great EC ad, classic EC ad for their science fiction comics. Must be pretty fiendish to give these two galoots a charge. Look at them. Weird science, weird fantasy.
Galoots. It's the words as well. I like the way people have changed the way they speak.
Yeah. Well, it's been 70 years.
strange.
Excuse me there. Here we go. Oh,
Slap.
slap.
Again, this is the same artist, isn't it?
Panic Magazine, in an exclusive journalistic coup, cleverly managed to obtain one of the many well-guarded secret interviews conducted by Dr. Alfred Kinsey for his bestseller, The Sectional Behavior of the Human Female. We published this interview in its entirety in the interest of accurate scientific inquiry. Slap.
This is the guy from This Is Your Strife, the same artist.
This is Jack Davis. No, this is Joe Orlando again. Yeah.
Look at that beautiful lettering on that title.
Yeah. That is just a page to behold, isn't it?
First Sluggers. First Sluggingers.
Can I just say something? I just looked. Kontiki was in 1947, so he would know about it.
Oh, right, okay.
White was on that boat. It was when he went to Easter Island, which was 1955. Kontiki was an expedition to prove that they could have got to the Polynesian islands from South America.
Yeah, so I was correct.
Just a little there. Got to get it right if you can.
That's just that art is just incredible. That bottom left-hand panel, damn,
it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, his hands on his face.
Just
Sweet.
her face. Just sometimes you just look at some of these guys' art and you just
That's very 50s to me.
Yeah.
And look at that, and that even the bubble, the word bubble above her head, the way the thick line is on to stop you going off the page, just stuff like that, you know.
Just gorgeous.
There's a Snap Crackle Pop right there. It's got to be a Rice Krispie reference. Cool.
Knock, clack, clack, clack.
What is he munching on his foot?
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crunch.
Slap. Slap out of it, you mud. These are odd, aren't they?
It's an old radio broadcast, Breakfast with the Somethings, and this is the first Slugginers.
That must be a real Jewish word, mustn't it? For Schlugginer. Sounds like a New York type of Jewish word.
Look at that. Not afraid to bend that face around. You don't see that happen very often anymore, especially with the loud mouth here. Big cheek. Look at that. He's taking them faces and bending them all over the place.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Just amazing. There's a little...
He's got a false nose, look. Look on the panel, he's taking his nose off and he's tying it on with a bandage.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot of what's going on here is severely breaking rules. It's supposed comic book rules. So things that, let's not call them rules, let's call them guidelines, where you would change angles and things wouldn't be flat, because this is a bunch of talking heads, and yet it is still visually pleasing. Just purely because of the style. It's just, it's beautiful to behold. And yet,
and again, he's working around the lettering here. The lettering's all shoved to the top for a reason.
The expressions on the face, which are masterful, and the fact that they're drawn so beautifully, so dynamically, and yet all it is a bunch of talking heads, and this is working wonderfully. It makes you want to read it. So there's so many lessons to be learned here.
You should say good morning to all the lovely people. I don't want to say good morning. I'll mash your mush.
I'll mash your mush.
Mash your mush.
Mash your mush.
That's Percy. Feh. I hate caviar.
Mash your mush. put out.
He must be working off of likenesses here of two people.
It does make you wonder. Yeah.
It's got to be. It's still just amazingly beautiful.
It's just great, isn't it?
I said, that's enough. I can't stand it anymore. Nick, it's our darling engineer. Tell him that raising his voice is so gauche. Tell him I'm leaving.
They're not scared of doing the lettering, like really shouting, are they? You look at the side of the lettering on it.
Yeah.
I said that's enough.
No, if this is taking the P out of a program, it's probably the actors from the program, isn't it?
Probably is. Yeah.
Doing just a wonderful job of it.
Wow. This is Joe Orlando.
Is it screen here? Yes, it is. It's that guy we looked at in those eerie programs.
Yeah.
On Comics by Night. Same guy. Great stuff. Then it gets a little dark.
Look at the lighting on that center panel there. Wow. Look at that machine gun.
Mickey's got a gun.
That's a gun.
Everybody's done in the end.
Oh God, that's got. By the way, the holes are almost like Swiss cheese holes.
Yeah,
like with little shadows and stuff. They're great.
Folks, we won't be having breakfast with Penelope and Nick Furflissing or whatever anymore. I just seen to it. I'm the ex-engineer for this misery. My name is Melvin Ghosh.
Melvin. It's Melvin again.
Melvin again. Yep.
This book is the book of Melvin.
It's Jack Davis. Come back,
little streetcar. It's amazing, isn't it?
A dismal play in 3 morose acts by Tennessee Ringe Miller.
Tennessee Ringe.
Must be off of A Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah.
Tennessee Ringe.
Shut up down there.
Oh,
look at the guy at the bottom looking out the panel down to the panel below. Can you see him? Little tiny guy in the corner.
It's fun. A lot of ECs. Above 80 on Amazon, big volumes. Yeah. Got to get a job that pays more than the minimum wage. I hear you.
Don't we all?
OnlyFans is a possibility, Marv E says.
I'll be your first fan, Marv.
This is only an impression of what Doc Stanley is saying. Actually, no one in the audience can understand a word he mumbles.
That's directly at
aimed at the actor of the stage play, I was imagining.
Yeah.
Great perspective here.
Yeah.
Bottle in front, finger
great for
pointing.
shortening,
Yeah.
Fantastic.
This is some
Great
ugly.
flags.
Look at that! Look at that woman's chest on the bottom. Where your fingers on the bottom left.
It's like one up, one down. It's bizarre.
Oh dear! Look like Les Dawson, Russ?
Yeah.
They're just fantastic, aren't they?
Pure Jack Davis, though, here at his cartooniest. Yeah. Great.
Get out of my sight, you dumb slob. Ow. Whack. You hit me, Blanche. Yeah, it's Streetcar Named Desire. Look at that. Look at those hands. Like I said before, look at those hands on that guy in that middle, the end panel in the middle section. Big lumps. No, this side. Way over the other side. That one.
No, right.
Keep going. No,
that's left.
That's left.
Right. There you go.
Those hands there, look. With the big knuckles on, the big bones.
He's only got 3 fingers as well.
Yeah.
It sure does.
Look at that.
I'm a blob. I'm a slob. Somewhere we hear the Dragnet theme, dum 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 dum, and the curtain falls. Look at that!
Oh,
Wow,
look at that. That's terrible, isn't it?
She dancing.
she
Yeah.
dances. 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick. Ooh, ha ha! Strange things are happening. I bet. Kind of just flopping around there.
Look at that guy with the suitcases there, bottom left, with his, you can't see his eyes under his hat.
Yeah. Great face. You ain't gonna trick me, you slob. Streetcar or no streetcar, I'm slitting your throat.
Slob.
And that guy says bye, and he's gone.
Threw him in the wagon.
No, at the top, in the middle panel at the top, he comes through with a knife, and he says, "Willie, he's got a knife." And he goes, "Bye," and then we don't see him again.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's taken away. As the ambulance drives off, Lola stands on the porch screaming, "Come back, little streetcar, come back. Come, oomph." A ripe tomato hits her as the curtain falls. More flopping. Look at that. Wow.
What a dumb slob. The old rock gut, the drink. There's so much going on. It's just, the detail is amazing.
Doc finds the bottle. He's about to drink when ding ding. Listen, Daddy, listen, huh? Look, Daddy, it's the time. It is the streetcar. It is. With the DJs. Oh, DTs. I got the DTs. That's what it is. Is that guy again?
Yes. He's got a leg in the suitcase. Oh no, that's a girl. That's a girl. I thought it was just. There was
Oh
a
yeah,
leg
it did.
coming out
It
the
looked like the leg was in the
Yeah.
suitcase. Yeah.
It would have been funnier, wouldn't it? What the hell is he going? What's he doing?
Why in heck have we been crying for a streetcar every morning for the last 6 years?
You know, you were saying about the policeman looking like a stereotypical policeman. Look at that guy in the middle panel, looking down with his hands on the cat, and that one there. Other way.
Here.
Keep going.
Here.
That guy there.
Yeah.
He's a typical car man. I don't know what you call it.
The streetcar operator. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a typical with the buttons, looking like a New York policeman type of thing from that time. Big buttons on.
Said one of them was wearing an EC button, Sam.
Mogambo.
I've been dying to go downtown, Daddy. They got a new picture at the Beijing. Name of Mogambo.
They mentioned that in the other one as well.
Sorry, lady, this ain't no downtown streetcar. This is the uptown streetcar. Let's go, Sam. Ding, 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 ding. The curtain falls on this dreary note. Doc is licking up the spilled whiskey, getting drunk again. Willie is off on a new road trip, selling sample cases. Blanche is fooling around with one of the guys on the 3rd floor, and Lola has run off with the streetcar motorman. The end. Wow.
Look at that thick line on that previous panel to the end. The thick line behind the woman there. You know, that holding line. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Really confident line.
Surprised he didn't continue it up
Yeah.
and over. Knew enough not to do it. There's a thick line on the other side as well.
Yeah, and that arm.
Probably to pop it. Yeah. And that's it for that issue. Here's Panic 3.
Wow.
People who don't like them lampoons can go fly them kite. Is that Mel Nathanderall?
Oh, I found it.
This is no magazine. This is humor in a varicose vein. Friday morning, July 1954.
Wow.
Feldstein again, Mr. Founder, our founder. Not a very funny cover considering the last two. Independent distributor, Mark. Little Melvin. Bill Hat Elder. Al Hat. Bill Al Hat Elder.
Don't you know this is going to be weird?
Instead of Andy Cap or Al Cap.
Yeah.
It's Al Hat.
Yeah.
It's off of Little Abner. Directly off that style too. This is really amazing. He must have done. I bet he did the artwork on that all by himself on that Lady and the Tiger when he was just aping everybody's style.
Yeah.
Because he does it. He does Al Cap here incredibly well. It's all the little touches that make the.
Is that Al Cap the cartoonist, that Canadian guy?
I don't know if he was Canadian or not.
Because I remember he insulted Yoko, didn't he? He was in the room when John and Yoko were doing that bedding in 1968.
Yeah.
And he said he comes in and they know who he is. They call him Al Cap and always. And he says to John Lennon, he says it under somebody else is saying asking him a question, and if you listen to it, you can hear him say, "My God, do you wake up with that in the morning?" meaning Yoko.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, he was a curmudgeon, much like Alex Toth, and had his own very conservative leanings.
He had a
very right wing towards the end of his life.
He had a good reason, didn't he? Had his leg blown off in the war, didn't he?
I think so, yeah. Little Melvin, folks. I've got a few runs of Little Abner that we can go through. It's great material. Some horrible hillbilly stereotypes, though. But great material.
Lots of stereotypes in those days, I think.
Yeah, well, that's comics. Comics are icons. So a lot of icons are stereotypical. Popeye making a guest appearance. I originated the idea of getting strong. 1, 2, 3. My spinach. This lettering is not intended to convey I have to switch glasses here. It's not intended to convey any impression that it's actually me. He smacks him and he goes up like the old carnival bell. Ding. Let's look at that. It's a pogo owl. Walt Kelly. Going pretty strong there at the time. Howdy Doody. Holding on to.
He's carved the presidents into the tree there, hasn't he?
Yeah. What's
got a girl there. Let me marry up with you, Little Melvin. Please, I'll work for you. I'll slave for you. I'll kiss you every morning, kiss you every night. Will you read me Fearful Fuzz Dick every day? Whatever that is.
Fearless Fosdick was a Dick Tracy parody that Al Cap ran in Little Abner.
Right.
It's his way of picking on Chester Gould.
And she says, I'll read it to you twice a day. Don't lie to me, Rosa June. You know you can't read. Rosie June.
That was Ellie Mae, I want to say.
Yeah. Ellie Mae Clampett. This guy looks like Elvis, doesn't he? With his hair.
Yeah. That's popular for the day.
Yeah.
Little Abner coif.
Look at him. Look at what's happened to his head. He's looking down his neck. Wake up. Just look. He's got no head. Just go back a page.
He's got no head.
Yeah, he smacked him. Popeye smacked him, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, I missed that. Yeah. Dude, what's he doing?
Melvin, wake up. Our outhouse. Begging your pudding, folks. But is this the way to Ophi Kanofi Swamp? It's the turtle from Pogo here. Cool. Same thing here as Albert the alligator. Pogo must have really been going strong during this time. Sure it was. What
are they doing to him?
For Ophi Kanofi Swamp. They're all looking for the swamp. And a guy named Walt Kelly.
This is just bonkers.
It's mad, isn't it?
They're just... I don't even think this one had a script. I think they made it up as it went along from panel to panel.
Got a love potion from an old witch.
You know, like when you draw those, you draw like the top of someone and then fold it up so you can't see, and then somebody draws the middle, and then I reckon that's how this was made. This particular story.
Do you remember Do you remember those on the inside back cover of Mad when you used to fold it, and they used to do different different drawing? Yeah.
She gets an elixir from an old witch and gives it to Abner. Gives him a big stomach and sets his stomach on fire, then turns him into a werewolf. I don't feel like a fine example of American youth no more. Little Mel. Huh?
Into the cesspool.
Yeah, cesspool.
There'll be somebody walking around called Cecil Pool, won't there?
Cecil, please.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Cecil.
Look at that kick.
Oof. Get out of my street.
That's hell of a kick, that.
This is odd, isn't it?
It's disjointed as well. That's what I say. It looks like it's been made up as one panel goes to the next.
Probably it was written in a stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
Because there's is that mthe Hoople? Maybe?
What the Hoople?
What the Hoople? Ian Hunter. Don't know what the Hoople is. A cartoon strip.
Yeah.
Only know the rock band.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, there's that same face again.
Major Hoople. No?
The same face, bottom right.
Oh, here, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a running gag. The ugliest gal in the world. Besides, honey, I'm already married. Anybody here seen my husband, Walt Kelly? Yeah, there you go. That ties into all the other running gags here.
She already looked.
They've all hanged themselves because she's so ugly.
Oh, that's just idiot.
Oh, my God. Imagine that. Hanging somewhere, hanging yourself.
I'm in love with her look. Choke, gasp, gulp, little Melvin.
There's some sick humor going on there.
Jody the coyote. It says standing room only, 30-minute wait for all seats. Jesus. An electric towel dryer there. That's a pick on Walt Kelly there. This is the end. And about seeing my husband. crazy.
Absolutely mad.
Little Melvin, a threat to America. Looks like Elder again. This is Wood here. Instead of
Hollywood.
Instead of the quiet man, the quite a man.
Top of the morning to you. Me know him is Barry Fitzgerald. Come on. I'm the cab driver.
I'm the cab driver.
Kind of looks like Bob Hope.
Wally Wood, you know that we saying there with that little guy in that toadstool. Wally Wood always draws little creatures looking at what's going on in the background or in the foreground, isn't he?
All sorts of them. What's that? John Wayne? That's got to be John Wayne. Here.
Right.
Quiet man. Yeah. Look at that face. See that? No, you see that? No, you see that? Lasty. Is that O'Rourke? Lasty O'Henry? Your mother is left-handed. Left-handed, is she? All right, is it?
That old coach chestnut.
Look at that lovely foreshortening on that car.
Here?
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
And that donkey's legs, not kneed.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. Stranger. I think Wally Wood's a bit like Romero, who draws Modesty Blaze. He can't help but draw gorgeous women, can he? Look at her in the centre there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Bob Hope. It's John Wayne and Bob Hope, isn't it? In the centre.
Yeah. If you look on the right hand page, it's quite obviously John Wayne on that bottom left-hand panel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, that one. The panel on the right hand page on the bottom left hand panel.
Right.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes. That's definitely John Wayne.
Yeah.
And he's captured Bob Hope in the top hat as well.
Yeah.
That ain't
But again,
a really close likeness. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, in that top hat, Bob Hope, when he puts that little duck creature popping out the top, there's always something going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that cow in the previous with the girl, the cow's got the question mark. It was the cow in the background. Wonderful. Yeah. There's a cow there. Can you see it?
Back here. Yeah. Cow's butt.
No, to the side of her. There's a cow right in the distance in the background there. Yeah. Can you see it there?
Yeah. And he's riding. Yeah.
There's just little things going on.
Yeah, that was a staple of the Mad type stuff. They always threw stuff in the background, just like the Not Brand X that Marie Severin used to do. Same thing, all sorts of little details. Oh, Bill Elder was really a master of that, putting a lot of stuff back in there.
Over here we had I think it was in the, would it have been the 90s? It was the Marvel the 33rd and a half or something, 33 and a third or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a whole bunch of stuff that Tim Quinn did for Marvel UK, and it had all the Marvel superheroes doing stupid things. I believe actually it was complained about and got stopped.
Must have been right then.
Yeah, it must have been. That's what I thought. I think it must have been fantastic. Then.
Yep, there's another Snap Crackle Pop right there, pushing them Rice Krispies. Yep. Order your handy dandy palm buzzer today. Surprise your friends. Oh, look at that.
That girl in the centre, she's gorgeous. Look,
solids working there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all gorgeous, aren't they?
yeah.
Wonderfully proportioned.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah.
Well, a gorgeous girl is a gorgeous girl.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
Nope. Again, just dropping the panel borders here.
Yeah.
Move things along, open it up a little.
Look at that. She won't open the door and it's the wedding night and she won't open the door, so he gets some dynamite and blows the door off. You broke down the door. You're quite a man. Boom.
Quite an explosion. This is awesome. That shadow working there. Boom.
I told you I can't sleep in the living room on our wedding night, Mary Kim. Put me down.
Can't expect a man.
Look at that. You can't expect a man to sleep in the living room on his wedding night when there ain't no bed in the living room. Where's my wife? Where's Mary Kim?
She's gone.
Mad at me.
Going to Castlebrook. Stay shunned.
Saddle up me horse, she
Gets
says.
the midnight train for Dublin, which is just about leaving. Saddle up my horse.
See that, Russ? Saddle up me horse. Saddle up me arse.
Where? Which
right.
bit?
Bottom right.
Saddle up my horse.
Saddle up me horse. Saddle up me horse.
Saddle up my horse. And my horse.
Like we didn't read the script. Like I didn't know he was going to do it after all. Like I don't saddle up. What's that with? Fresh lug in
there. It's that name again, that first lug in
Fresh
there.
leg in a horse. Fresh leg in a horse 2 hours ago. Saddle up my horse. Ah, you idiot.
Look at that girl there, dragging him by her hair.
Look at that brushwork on that woman.
Yep.
No, there.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at beautiful brushwork.
Yep. Right next to a crunch.
Crunch. Just this is just gorgeous.
With that action here.
Look at that. Yeah, when he's running there, isn't that good?
Boff crump.
Boff. That rock bouncing off his head.
Yeah.
That John Wayne in that centre panel is fantastic, isn't it? On the left. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect.
And you can see just how young he is there as well.
Yeah, sure can. Very young. Unbelievable stuff. Great motorcycle. Fantastic tanks. Look at that.
Yeah.
Pow, pow, wow.
They was killing each other when the wee animals come by. So Walt Kelly again, Pogo, walking through. All right, hold it. Hold everything. Look, this ain't no funny little animal cartoon. Where do you think you're going? Back to Ophi. That ties back into the last story.
Good for Noki.
We all is through looking. Looking for what? This is Ireland. We know. Can you tell us a better place to look for a guy named Walt Kelly?
What is it about this story? It's just
This
crazy,
pick on
isn't it?
Pogo, the pick on Pogo issue, apparently.
Oh.
Do people laugh at you for reading comic books?
Yes,
Great.
all the time.
Look at that Jack Davis. Working hard.
Working hard or hardly working, eh, Mac?
Yeah. What a great piece there. It's awesome.
Look at all pointing at him.
Good morning, Dead Man. Hope you're doing well. 6220.
Hey, dead man.
They're all laughing at him for reading a funny book. Mad editors, room 706. Do you hear people faintly snickering behind your back as you ride the train to school or work? Examine the situation. Have you forgotten your pants? Is the comic book you are reading one of the kind with the loud, garish covers? No wonder people laugh. Do you want to look like an idiot reading comic books all your life? If you don't, then listen to this. Mad Comic Book has a new cover design that makes it look like high-class literature. Buy the latest issue of Mad. Then you can look like an idiot reading high-class literature. Buy Mad at your newsstand or subscribe. Great.
And then on that bottom panel, they're all sort of approving, aren't they, while he's reading Mad?
They're all happy.
You've got like kids' pants on that top panel. Can you see his pants all right in the centre?
Yeah.
Look at his pants, they're just coming away.
Hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah. Mad.
He's leaning back so he can point and laugh.
Yeah.
Another pan mail. Mother Goons. Nursery rhymes. Is that Joe Orlando again? Come on, Squire. You can live it. Live it up a little.
When she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was terrific. Come on, you square. Let's live it up a little. Hot breath Harry.
Old King Cole was a merry old soul. Merry old soul was he. Called for his pipe, he called for his bowl. And he took on
Shot of
tea. I'm flying. What kind of tea was that?
Yeah.
Mm.
Look at those lines. Thickness of those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't care, do you?
Wow.
You can see he's having fun though.
Yeah.
Baba Black Sheep. Is that what that is? Have you any wool? What you think is growing all over me? Nylon?
Nylon.
Look at his hand over his backside, that baby, the bottom left there.
Yeah.
Just so he doesn't offend anybody with his butt crap.
Yeah.
Rub-a-dub-dub, we're 3 men in a tub. Now we ask you, is that sanitary? Jim, that's Saturday night. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. When she got there, the cupboard was bare. So the mutt ate up the old crone.
I tell you what.
Why this solution didn't occur to me years ago, chomp. I'll never know. Yeah.
I'm gonna now do some terrible self publication. But so hold on a sec. Like this Batman story I just did. So it's a kid's story. They don't talk down to the kids, but Jason does some absolutely cracking bad jokes. So Batman and Robin are chasing after Two-Face, and he thinks he's captured these people and dressed them up as Batman and Robin to get in front of the bad guys and piss them off. But it's actually Batman and actually Robin up there on the stage with a couple of bad comedians. And the comedian says, I'm a milkman, just attack me with milk, cream and butter. And Batman says, really? How dare he?
Oh. Oh dear.
So it goes to Robin. Yeah, and exactly. The guy's terrified. He says, say, did you hear about the guy whose left side got cut off? And Robin says, yeah, I hear he's all right now.
Oh.
And the last line is before Batman gets splattered with a stale tomato, the guy says to him, you know what I hate? Crime in a multi-story car park. And Batman says, I agree. It's just wrong on so many levels. I read that when I sent me the file copy and I cracked up. You gotta love bad jokes. They're brilliant.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we call it dad humor.
Oh, it cracked me up. My kids are looking at me going, what are you laughing at?
That's why it's called dad humor.
There's tears in my eyes. Oh,
Jack
Jason,
Horner
I love
sat in the
you.
corner eating his Christmas pie, stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, anybody what eats with this hands is a slob like I.
It's a slob. Look at us, just look at the characterization on the face.
Look at the bottom
body and
look at that. Jack and Jill, read that.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack came down with a busted crown. Says, I didn't go up for water, so let her sue me.
Look at her face.
Jack had other intentions.
Look at him chasing her up the hill. Yeah. Oh dear. We're getting close to the end now, Randy.
Right under her dress. Are we now?
Yes, 5-2.
It is. Let's finish this issue.
Okay.
I think we got one more story after this.
This little piggy joke.
Little Tommy Tucker sings for his supper. His favorite food, is a nice fat ripe tomato.
I don't really get that.
Oh my God. There's this little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet eating her curds and whey, and along came a tiger who sat down beside her and said, can you tell me where to find a guy named Walt Kelly?
It's just repeating the same jokes.
Yeah.
Little mouse down here goes, she don't speak the Irish.
Oh God.
Sing a song of sixpence and a fifth of bottled rye. The chef got drunk before dinner and baked 24 birds in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing, Sweet Adeline. Man, that's a crazy dish to set before the king. It's one thing can't stand. What? Quartets. The thing I can't stand is quartets. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Oh, that's what I calls a pound square. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. He gads. Something. Known it all along. All the king's horses and all the king's dregs. Oh, all the king's morons. All the king's dregs for supper that night had scrambled eggs. Hey. Mary had a little lamb's fleece as white as snow. She took it to the lamb's club. What do you mean? Only actors, it says. And they told her where to go, swearing. Stitch, titch, language. Come, snookums. This is no place for us.
Mad.
It's another Jack Davis story. Strike it richly.
Yeah. Again, looking out of the panel down as well.
Three blind mice. See how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife. Did you ever see such a sight in your life? These mice really weren't blind, The farmer's wife looked like Marilyn Monroe. Boy. One of these days, you I like.
That's terrible.
Lampoon on how some editors sign their names. Oh, it's funny. One last Jack Davis story. Strike it richly.
Is that guy again? The compare.
Okay. Which guy?
The guy. No, when it says no applause, it looks like the guy who introduced it at the beginning of the show. You know, the Ronald Reagan type. Well, that doesn't look like Ronald Reagan, but the guy who was introducing Melvin.
Yeah, this is your standard MC, it looks like.
Yeah.
Please don't applaud, please. It's got a little something there.
Mrs. Pfeffernick.
Imogene Pfeffernick. She wants to strike it richly. How do you do, Mrs. Pfeffernick? Well, look at that mouth. That's awesome. Wow, if I could compose myself, I wouldn't be here. I'd be writing popular songs like Crying in the Chaplin movie. Look at the noses. It's the faces. Great touches. Oh my God, look at that face. It's like there's another.
Yeah, like a Wally Wood type of thing.
Yeah. Another beauty.
Big hands, big hands again.
Here.
And the left-hand page there, the first panel. No, the other side. Left hand, the first panel on the previous.
On the left.
Yeah. Big hand. The guy's big hands. He's got those big gnarly hands that Jack Davis does all the time.
Yeah.
Carney folk, big hands, small heads, smell like cabbages, salt the earth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Up, step march. Look at that. Oh my God.
It's funny. Dropped it right down to simple lines here in the background. Solid. It's great stuff. Look at that brickwork. Flat.
Do you have bags, madam? Only under my eyes. I'm traveling light. Killjoy, spoil sport.
Look at that face. Jumped. Fell 15 floors at the top of a Cadillac convertible. Flat. At the time, the studio sounds like a hospital, nursery. Such wailing and carrying on. Look at that face again. That's crazy. You can tell he's just here having fun. Look at this guy. His chin is always forward here. He's always like pushing his nose up, his chin out.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Defeated look. Oh, look at them blacks spotted.
That's a real Wally Wood explosion there, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
Honk, honk. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, his chin's always sticking out, isn't it? Like he's... Look, even when he's on the floor there, his chin's sticking out.
Yeah, he's throwing it out there. This, the MC here must have had a really exaggerated chin. 35,000. Morris. M-O-R or O-S. Morris. How much would you like to strike it richly for, sir? $35,260. $35,000. Why so much money? I want to buy back my contract. Contract? I'm an artist, or more specifically, I'm an artist. More specifically, and to the point, I am, as is commonly known in the trade, a comic strip cartoonist. My contract has 6 disgusting more years to run, and I am sick and tired of dealing with stupid little funny animals that squeak with that over with a southern drawl and chase me all over creation. Says, your name is? It isn't Walt Disney.
dig.
And that's it.
Wow.
This unused pencil panic cover by L. Feldstein found in the EC vault may well have been the first idea for the cover of the third issue. It's something we obviously thought twice about and didn't run, says Bill Gaines. This item was first printed in Squatrant number 8. Not sure what they're burying there. Somebody's bringing by a candy rack to sell. Wow.
On that cover there, she's called Melvina. And
Melvina.
Irvina. Yeah, Melvina. You like Mel again.
Melvina on the right has the phony because Irvina on the left has Panic, the only authorized imitation of Mad.
Yeah.
Get stung.
All right,
stuff.
folks, that was the first 3 issues of Panic. Hope you enjoyed looking at them as much as we did. Russ, I'm going to blow you up. Did you want to turn your camera back on? Absolutely. After reading all those puns today. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, hold on. I'm a skull.
You're a skull.
I am death incarnate. You can, hello there. You can find me in Batman. Okay, Batman. Over in the UK and Europe, you can find me in the pages of Only Death Can Save Us, all the different versions of it. Also, Doctor Who magazine from time to time. But you can find out all about that stuff. Sign up for my Instagram. Sign up for my email account over at russleach.com. And all the new projects that are coming as well. So catch me there, russleach.com.
Sweet. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you get me on the usual places, Facebook and all that. And next week, probably you'll be able to get me in the latest edition of Comics Unlimited. This isn't that. This is number 1. And this is number 12 that's coming out. I'm just finalising an interview with me. And you can find Russ is interviewed in it, and you can find another article from Randy in the latest edition. And pretty soon, from New Haven, you'll be able to get this hatch, and you'll be able to get this too. So, plus some other things as well. But these are the main things for this show. And just anywhere on social media, and you get me on these podcasts. And thanks for listening and watching.
And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find me over at aerocomics.store, where you can find a lot of great books, he says, as he makes a hard reach over here. You can find my work like Herobot Zero. It's a 3-foot-tall giant robot fighting large monsters and defending a city from other dastardly things. There's 2 issues of Herobot Zero available there. As long as he can do it on the clock, he's happy. Calico Shard, which is a fantasy title with artwork by C. Michael Lanning. It's a nice, fun fantasy book. And Paragon, as well as over there, which is a superhero title I'm very proud of, with artwork by R.J. Harris. Or J.R. Harris, excuse me. It's J.R., not R.J. Folks, we want to thank you so much for watching. This is the first 3 issues of Panic. Do we want to go anymore?
Didn't we have something else planned for next week?
We'll have something. Yeah, we do have some animation planned for next week. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Cartoons, folks. We're going to look at some cartoons by Alex Toth. So
that would be cool.
We'll do that next week. And then after that, we'll find something else funny to watch. We may even run the opening for Super Chicken again just for fun. Just to earworm it into people's heads. Since I had Marvi says, very cool. Have a wonderful week. See you soon. Says, if I had a wrench, I would share the Fool campaign. Folks, we're going to share the Fool campaign before we leave. So you can find right now, I've got a campaign running for a book called The Fool over at fundmycomic.com. Fundmycomic.com. Just type Fool into the search bar. If it doesn't pop up on the front page, we're almost $200 in on that campaign. And it's a book that I'm especially very proud of, about a wacko vigilante who's fighting crime in the streets using practical joke weapons. There we are. That the first issue is self-contained, 32 pages. It's a lot of fun, a lot of action, a lot of comedy. Just something to really entertain and lose yourself in. The issue itself is $5 plus shipping. So go over there, fundmycomic.com, look up The Fool and join in. There's a couple of arrow tiers there. Tier 1, you can get work from Glenn and you can get work from Russ in that tier, as well as work from me in the second tier. You can get the Fool book and other great books like Chrome Dog and Soul Tack, second issue of Hybrid, second issue of HeroBot Zero, and the second issue of Revolt as well that has a Russ Leach cover on it, and Russ has a short story in there as well. So that's over at the Fool campaign. Also, there's a Chrome Dog campaign over there that does offer those same 2 tiers. It's the same Fool book for sale there as well. So please go over there and check them out. Enjoy yourself. Hope you have a great week. Make sure you leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. If there's something that you want us to go over, something that you particularly enjoyed that you want us to take a look at, make sure you drop us a comment and let us know. Because we love doing this stuff. We love looking at work, and we love bringing it to you. So more cartoons next week. Have a great week this week, folks. We'll see you Friday mornings at 5 a.m. We do Comics by Night. And this week, hopefully, we'll get through the Alex Tothin design book. We'll actually get to the Super Friends and get to take a look at all of those great character sheets and stuff that Alex did after that. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then back here Sunday morning again, 9 a.m. for the Sunday Funnies, where the chat will be live, and so will the conversation. Or will it? Let me think. I'll have to check. This is only the second, right? Yeah, next week's will be live, so it's all good. We'll see you live next Sunday, next Friday morning, and take care, everybody.
See ya.
Any last words? Buy independent and alternative comics, especially ours.
That's the one.
There we go.
The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
Arrow Comics is proud to present to you the fast-paced vigilante justice as only... what is this guy dressed as? This is the Fool. This is the Fool from Arrow Comics, with great artwork by Chris Tyson, colors by Patrick Gamma, written and created by Randy Zimmerman. This guy runs around the city using practical joke weapons to fight crime, and the cops just want to get him off the street before he hurts somebody. You need to read this book. Available in its own individual campaign or part of Arrow Bundle number 2. Arrow Bundle number 1 is also available with the Fool campaign over at fundmycomic.com. Check it out.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comics Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
How can he close me up? How can he close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
This is terrible.
You're winning, sir. Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market